Hello everyone, I'm Krasi, and I will be talking about Saturn, who today is becoming visible. In a very interesting, with very interesting position. So, as you know, from the perspective of the sidereal astrology, which is the astronomical, you have the sidereal astrology is the starry astrology, means that you see the true coordinates as they are on the sky. So, sidereally, end of January this year, Saturn entered Aquarius to stay in Aquarius for 2.5 years. Almost instantly, he became invisible. And now on 4th, 5th of April, Saturn becomes visible. And if you remember when I was speaking about Saturn entering Aquarius, I mentioned his invisibility phase of invisibility, and I mentioned that more intensely we'll experience the changes that he will be bringing us after he becomes visible. Because as invisible, the mythological story is that the planet descends into the netherworld, and then there are other things that the planetary ruler, Saturn, or the god Ninurta of the Babylonians, or Kronos of the Greeks, so he has other things to deal with. And you remember I mentioned that when he becomes invisible, he takes away with himself what he represents. So it is like he is removing the old. And now with his appearance, he will be bringing the new meanings to Aquarius. So Saturn in Aquarius, what is Aquarius? It is the sign of the ancient god Enki, one of the primal gods, one of the creators of the human genome of the humans. And Saturn entered this place, and he has to fulfill the karma, for us, for the human beings in Aquarius, which is the many changes he will bring for the next 2.5 years. And like I told you, more prominently, we will start experiencing them after his visibility phase, now becoming visible. So, first of all, in which degree he becomes visible? 10th degree Aquarius, where we have the star Fomalhaut, one of the 4 major royal stars on the sky. On the sky, we have 4 royal stars which form the cross. This is Aldebaran, Antares, Fomalhaut, and Regulus. And Saturn becomes visible in the star Fomalhaut. And actually, this is the star of the spiritual guru. So his appearance will be certainly related to reconstruction of spiritual and belief systems of people, which would be it also religion, spiritual and belief systems. It will be also about, bringing new, because he will be breaking down old structures related to Aquarius. He will be bringing, he will be working on innovations, but a lot on our belief system, very much, because the whole sign of Aquarius is very, very, very spiritual, not only because of the star Antares, but in general it is so. Could be that we see a new, even new religious movements and whatnot. Of course, he will also bring some events which we may not, of course, like, which he is about. Aquarius is, remember, the waterman is pouring water, and the water Eridanus, very important for the sky, is starting also from this pouring water Aquarius. So could be that here and there Saturn will bring a lot of natural disasters in forms of water. And but we spoke about this in the previous video about Saturn. However, all that he might be bringing will be more visible now after 4th of April. And remember what happened 30 years ago. It will have quite similar energies, but different. Because 30 years ago, the world changed also. Many regimes fell down when first Saturn was in Capricorn and then he entered Aquarius. And then these new age religions and movements came. Now this will be happening again, but in a different way, of course, because Neptune is also in Pisces, because Pluto is in Capricorn. So we also carry the inertia of the very important entrance of Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, which happened in the winter of 2020. So many events happen at the same time. We cannot speak solely about Saturn in Aquarius, but certainly whatever he means in terms of changes for the humanity, for us. Yes, this will have to do with the financial system, certainly, because Aquarius is about the new, it is about new technology. So certainly, well, of course, it is not very much to be liked, but Saturn eventually may bring changes in the financial system, but I mentioned this many times before too. So what in particular he will be bringing for us, the people, of course, how exactly Saturn is placed on that, in your horoscope, on that depends what you will feel. Where Saturn is placed in our horoscope, whether you're born in the day or at night, all this, of course, will matter in order to see what this Saturn and influences of Saturn in Aquarius will be for you. Anyhow, people who are ruled by Saturn, meaning having Saturn, having Capricorn ascendant or Aquarius ascendant, or having Moon in Capricorn, or having Moon in Aquarius, or having them on the midheaven, or having Saturn on their ascendants, doesn't matter in which sign. Such people are under the very strong influence of Saturn, or having Saturn in specific heliacal phase in the horoscope. This will also mean that they are under the specific influence of Saturn. Of course, they will feel even more this influence. I certainly don't say this is bad. I say this is intense, and I say Saturn is supposed to bring the changes for the world that he will bring from this very powerful position that he is in, Saturn in Aquarius. So, yes, you will be seeing more intensified change process related to finances, rebuilding, modern waves. It will be somehow very fast. In the same time, Saturn may be kind of related to a lot of expenses because he will be square in Venus. When she now, in 2-3 days, enters Taurus, and she'll be in Taurus, receiving the square, like a little bit of limitation from Saturn. Anyhow, do not be worried. Some of us remember what this was 30 years ago and how the world was changing. So research and see what happened to you 30 years ago, and this can give you a little bit of information what to expect now. But now it may be a bit more intensified due to the other planetary conditions. Of course, if you want to see how Saturn will influence your horoscope, you can see my specific consultation only on Saturn. Yes, it is made only for this particular month. So if you like, take a look at this, and I'll be looking forward to read your comments. So all the best.